That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am live. You are stuck with me again, yet again tonight. Woo! What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? All right, I gotta figure out how to do some of this. I keep forgetting because I don't do StreamYard very much. Yeah. Thank you all for being here already. Oh, here it is. Now remember, it's starting to come back to me. My brilliance is coming back to me. I think I dropped that little link if anybody wants to come to the panel. We got to thank you all for being here tonight. Oh, man. My back is, I'm getting old. Does anybody besides all you old people feel like you're getting old? Ken's in the house. Dennis is in the house. Tim is in the house. Ken, Dennis, and Tim. KDT. Hope y'all are doing well. How things in the Philippines are doing well. I saw there's a lot more news coming out in the Philippines, like Sweden is going to do business with the Philippines. So that should be good. The Swede. The Swede. The Swede. That comes from Heartbreak Ridge. All right. Good evening, Dennis. My only friend who lives in Canada. I take that back. Dennis, how are you? Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better from your emergency brain surgery the other day. Gallbladder surgery. I had the brain surgery. So I hope you're doing well. I think my lights are doing something weird. Hold on. My light's doing that. Hang on. Lily, can you turn those lights off somehow? There. Tonight is just Lily and I. All right, Lily, find your spot. Go on, lay down. It's raining here again. No, not the Philippines. I can't believe it's raining in the Philippines. Patrick's in the house. I hope I dropped the link. Did I drop the link or did I just not know what to do? There it is. All right, I did. Good deal. Patrick's in the house. Dennis in the house. Tim in the house. So, yeah, I can imagine, Tim. Rain, rain, rain. Look, we're in a heat wave. We're averaging 98 to 101 here, and there's no anticipation of rain for the next 10 days at least. We haven't had rain in about 7 days. It didn't rain yesterday, by golly. You got to have a day off in the rain once in a while. So what's everybody been doing today? I had to go to the doctor today, by the way. You know what happened at the doctor? You know what the doctor said? Can anybody guess what the doctor said to me? Pat said, hello, Dennis. Dennis. The master of the AC. Dennis is in the house. In the house. Anybody guess what the doctor said to me today? It's been an adventure, a quick in and out. Now it's been 11 days. All right. So you're probably very mobile, but you're still getting some twitches, some pain here and there, right, Dennis? Got to put some. Well, we hope you do get feeling better, and you will. You'll feel better day after day, day after day. The key is not to eat anything stupid, like a big fatty steak or something after gallbladder surgery. You want to kind of watch your diet for a day or two. Thank you all for the thumbs up. If you haven't given that to us yet, I appreciate you doing that. We need all the thumbs up, so somebody will love us at least. Tim says, I went out for a Reuben sandwich today and they were out of stock. No, not in the Philippines. You can't tell me they're out of stock in the Philippines. Patrick's in the house.
What's going on?
Not a lot, man. You're what's going on.
I'm taking that easy, man.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, it's down in the mid 80s here right now.
Right.
But too many mosquitoes to sit outside of my yard. Tim said, I couldn't get my Reuben because they're out of stock, but they did have McDonald's. All right. I got you. I had Jimmy John's today.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I had the doctor's appointment, and then I knew I didn't have time to cook Lorelai her normal food, so I just stopped by the sandwich shop and picked sandwiches up. Is what I did, and I had Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's. One more order, and I get a free sandwich. I like it. I like it that way. McDonald's, when we see McDonald's nowadays, I always go back to that whole thing about where do they get all the cows? The question about the cows. Dennis says, I had ice water today. You didn't have any electrolytes like Gatorade or juice or anything to help you with some protein drink? Dennis had his gallbladder out the other day.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to sell it on the open market to fund his arm candy fixation. So, Patrick, what was the trouble you were having on a live stream earlier today?
Well, what it was, I was kind of bouncing back to your channel and then bouncing back. So, I think Nick, I don't know. Have you ever heard of Miggy before, or is he a member, subscriber of yours?
No.
Okay, I thought he did, but no, he's a subscriber to Shamrock. Shamrock's a good guy. That's one of Mike and Venus's good friends. Yeah. And yeah, Shamrock, he's a pretty cool guy. But I went to the other channel, and I guess the young girl that don't have a channel, kind of a bully to some girl named Julie. She's had some what do you call it? Issues, stroke and seizures and some other stuff. Yeah. Which is not good, when you have seizures and stroke.
Was she a troll, you think, pretending to be a girl, or you think she's a real girl?
Well, I don't know her that well. Shamrock knows her. Shamrock knows her. Yeah.
Dennis would get more money if it worked properly. Yes, he would get more money. Any word on Henry? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Is it lightning behind you, Patrick?
Yeah, it's lightning here, yeah.
Oh, wow. I saw some lightning, man. If he gets struck by lightning, I was thinking, I'm going to say something, and Patrick's going to get struck by lightning.
I hope not. We hope not.
Well, Henry supposedly has been sick off and on. A few weeks ago, he was on his deathbed. One of his friends from Japan came on and said he was barely alive, and the next day he was doing better. Then a day or two later, he was back on the live stream saying he came out of a coma or something, and I don't know. So I guess he's doing better now, but we haven't heard from him in a while. Another week or so, Dennis. So don't know his situation currently, but apparently he was at death's door. Now he's rehabbing to get better. Rick is in the house, my good friend Rick. How are you, my friend? How was your day at work? Yes, Indiana is the storm capital of the world. Very nice. At least you got something going for Indiana. There's really nothing else going on in there. Tim, discounted by 50%. Hello, Rick. Everybody say hello to Rick.
Hello, Rick.
Rick, I dropped the link. No wedding. Well, Dennis, here's what I know for sure, absolutely sure. In order to have a wedding to a Filipina, you got to leave the United States. You got to leave the country. You know, if you can ever leave the country, then you have half of a chance of making it happen. So, and I don't know. I haven't talked to Bai in a little bit. I think she has a boyfriend now.
Oh, man.
I don't know for sure. I don't know.
Well, last couple times I've been on her, I was on her channel here last month, and she said that she was still with Henry. I was like, okay.
Oh, all right.
I took it as that, and just, I didn't say no more, but,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of, well, and the way I say that was just because there seemed to be on one of her live streams, some guy other than Henry, and this is not gossip, but somebody she had like a very serious conversation with that alluded to the fact I thought they were together.
Yeah. I know I've seen her wear the ring before, but a few times, but that was about it.
Right. But other than that, she's not on as much as she used to. Ken's going to join the panel, and shortly, Rick says his day was good. It is, oh, okay, you can still get some AC from that. Maybe not the best AC, that's right. Maybe the tier 1 or tier 2, not the tier 1. Dennis is spoiled. He is indeed. Patrick, hello, Ken. Good to see you. So I don't know what's going on with any of them. I don't.
Yeah,
and I don't really care, to be honest. Not my business. So I can barely keep up with me. So, but other than that, I don't know anything about anything really. We still have our normal drama, Dennis. But other than that, I personally went to the doctor today. Had my 6-month doctor appointment where they take all of my blood and to see if I'm dying or not. I'll get the results back tomorrow. I told my doctor today my new theory about chasing the medical dragon, the mythical medical dragon. He's like, what? I explained it to him and he's like, wow, that's pretty insightful because you're absolutely right. At a certain point, you're just not going to get any better. So people just chase and chase and chase, trying to fix what is not fixable. It's kind of like, you can't grow your legs back. You can't grow a new heart, stuff like that. There you go. Tim says, Dennis, young man, you're not spoiled. You're just reaping the rewards of your good works, your good deeds, and your outstanding behavior in life. Thanks, Tim. Exactly. So tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. But I had to go to the doctor. So we'll see what happens. He's going to give me some new drugs to take on the cruise ship. When we go on a cruise, he's going to give me some drugs to alleviate the pain of walking so much. So that'll be good. And I've been taking a new vitamin. I don't remember what it's called. They're supposed to help with your neuropathy in your legs. And he actually told me I was taking too little of it. So I guess he read the same study I did. He just paid attention to the study. I just glanced at the study. So how's everything going in Indiana? Ken says, are you getting rain or is it just threatening to lighten in there?
Yeah, we got a little bit of lightning here earlier, and it kind of calmed it down earlier, and yeah.
Dennis is taking vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G for girl or for gum? Tim, you're not afraid of getting seasick on a cruise, are you? You're a military guy. Ships are too big to get seasick. You hardly ever feel the sea. Ah, gratitude. Oh, you like my speech from earlier today about gratitude? Vitamin gratitude. There you go. I thought you were high on or getting that vitamin G for girls. Or would that be vitamin AC? So, I found out something brand new today. And all right. Short story of a short story is about 2 years ago, Lorelei was at one of the grocery stores and she found some duck breasts on clearance. And we bought them, threw them in the freezer, and they've been there forever. They were already sealed. I was in the air, not the water. Same thing, air, water. So they've been sticking in the freezer, and and I'm trying to clean out our freezer by using up crap that's been in there for 700 years. And I can't get any frozen turkeys for my dog, right? They don't have frozen turkeys out. So I told Lorelei the other day, say, look, you haven't cooked these duck breasts that you bought in 2 years, so Lily's going to get to eat them. So yesterday I cooked them up, chopped them up, and I gave her first round of duck breast today. And man, did my dog Lily like them duck breasts. Oh my God. So if anybody has any extra ducks out there, let me know. My dog will be happy to eat them. So, so maybe the concept of going to the park and capturing the Canadian geese wouldn't be a bad plan after all. Except for somebody would have to come bail me out of the prison system. Yeah, I've never been seasick, but then again, I like water. Pat, do you like being on the water?
Well, I take this back. I've actually never been on a cruise ship, but I've been actually there in Louisville, and Philippine boats, the little bitty boats, they don't bother me. That don't bother me.
No, that's right. No ducks, just breasts. That's correct. Well, if I had venison, my dog would eat venison. I promise you that. I know Lily, she had buffalo. I had some buffalo and I gave her a bite of that and she loved it. She would be happy. I just don't have any. I have no venison, no buffalo, no wild anything, I have none. I'm not John Blute. I should get John to send me a wild animal from his part of the woods. So, yeah, we're still working on our plans if we're able to go to the Philippines next year or not. So we got a lot to figure out because we got to go to take care of business, and I don't want to go if we can't take care of business.
Right.
I think it's a big waste of a trip. But my wife we have Dennis. Here's some more gossip for you. So my wife had an aunt who died about 14, 15 months ago. She was only in her 50s because, you die young in the Philippines. But she was married to a German national all these years in Germany. They retired, built a house in the Philippines, and they moved to the Philippines. Well, probably a year and a half after being in the Philippines, she got sick and died.
Okay.
Now, her German national husband's quite a bit older than she. So my wife told me last night, oh my God, her cousin from Singapore messaged her and said, Uncle has moved on. And I'm like, what in the hell are you talking about now? I thought he died. She's like, because, if somebody in America says, hey, well, he passed on or he moved on, what do we think? They died, or at least I do. And I'm like, so he died? She's like, no, he's got a girlfriend. And I'm like,
yeah.
So I told her, I said, Lorelei, you got to understand, the guy's old. He's a German national living in the Philippines. He's got to have somebody take care of him in the Philippines. So whether, it's a girly friend, or just somebody like our friend Gary, who has kind of like a girlfriend who takes care of them, that's okay, right? It's a great business opportunity for the new girlfriend. She's got somebody who has some cash, who has a house, place to live, and all she has to do is take care of the old guy, make sure he's fed and watered and took it out in public once in a while, like walking a dog. So I told Laura, I talked to her, I said, it's okay. And I told her, I said, what we have to understand is the poor old German, one, we weren't going to take care of him. Your cousins that were supposedly taking care of him and auntie, and technically Aunt T, not the Aunt T, really the aunt. Well, once Aunt died, they kind of bailed on the old fart. So nobody was there to take care of him.
Oh, man.
So he found a new woman and is moving on. And I told Laura, I said, it's a good thing. You be happy for him.
I know.
You know? So what else has been going on in your world, Pat? Anything else going on?
Not much really. I've had Christian Filipina give me a call last few days, and they asked me if I'm still coming to the Philippines, and which I'm still working on, saving some money for that. And then the girlfriend from, excuse me, from Illigan, Illinois City, asked me if I'm still coming. So I told her it's going to be a little while, but the way she's talking, I talked to one of my friends, Lee M, here a while back, and he said, what did she say? And I said, she said if I didn't come to the Philippines, she was going to go to Kuwait for work. I was like, well, I kind of explained to her, the girlfriend on there, and she says, when are you coming? I said, between April and May. So I told her it's going to take a little while, getting some money saved. But, if she doesn't wait patiently, that's okay too,
Yeah, I mean, I guess from my perspective, you have to do an evaluation. What's the odds that you're going to? So what she's asking is this.
Mm-hmm.
She's asking, are you coming to the Philippines to marry me?
Yeah.
If not, I need to go get a job and support myself.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Right.
And if that's not the case, because look, what I'll tell everybody is you can go to Kuwait and visit them. You don't got to do it in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And or when she comes back home, you can go to the Philippines on their break back to the Philippines.
Yeah.
If it's somebody you really, really want to see.
Yeah.
But the compassionate side of me would highly just recommend that you encourage her to go to Kuwait so she can make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
she also does have a little business in Philippines. So
okay.
And which that's I guess what do you call it? A sorry story. She got some type of business there still. Something else, another business between her and her family, and I was like, I told her it'd probably be about April, May. So she said, "Are you seriously coming to the Philippines?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm coming to the Philippines." I told her, and she asked me, she goes, "Would you be mad at me if I went to Kuwait?" I was like, "Why would I be mad?" Yeah.
Ken is asking, where did Ken go? Can she get out of the OFW contract? Yes, I can answer that. Poor Pat. Every OFW can get out of their contracts. It may not be pleasant, but they can get out of their contracts. Yes. If they couldn't get out of their contracts, it would be considered slavery.
Yeah.
I never stopped anyone from taking a job instead of being able to. I would agree. So Tim agrees with me. Let them take a job, get a job, and then work around that if it's going to be somebody that you may want to hook up with. And I have knowledge of this because when I was dating Lorelai in the beginning, when I first met her, she was in the process of getting ready to go to out of maybe Kuwait. I can't remember. And as the and she that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
But as we progressed, she told me, she asked when I was coming, and I said, well, probably summer break, because it was fall when I met her. So I said, well, probably summer break. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to go work overseas because I need the money. And I'm like, okay. So that was the original plan. But things progressed well enough that I went over at Christmas time and she didn't have to go work overseas.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of friends that are OFWs. And we know they can get out of their contracts. They can be fired out of their contracts. If they quit, the key, Ken, is if they get the reputation of somebody who abandons their contracts, the agencies aren't going to hire them again.
Yeah.
But they can get out of them.
Those things in the Philippines, what do they call those? Something come up with it. Internet cafe, what do they call those? She owns 100 stations of those.
Okay.
And I guess what they do, put coins in those things or something, then it starts the internet or something.
Right.
And I guess a lot of the customers come around doing that next to a sorry store, so that's not far from their house. So it's about 5-minute walk, And that's what she has there, her business with her sorry store. So I never seen it.
Well, then obviously it's not enough money to keep her from going to Kuwait.
Yeah.
And the internet cafes are going by the wayside.
Yeah, true.
Back in the 80s, the 90s, they were very popular in Asian countries.
Yeah.
But now that the internet is, even in the Philippines, is becoming so cheap and easy to get with reloading your phones, your smartphones.
Yeah.
People don't need an internet cafe anymore.
All right. I remember back in 2000, I think it was 2004 or 5, when I was there in Leyte in Ormoc City. They had one cafe there, boy, it was like skyrocketed back in that day.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see that hardly anymore.
You don't, because there's really not a need base for that. I know, like in China and Japan and places, they still have gaming centers.
Yeah.
Which, these people go and they basically live in a gaming center and they play video games all the time and they don't really have a real life. There's actually a terminology for these poor boys and girls who live in a virtual world versus the real world. I don't know what it is, but there's terms for that.
Yeah.
But if she was making bank, she wouldn't want to go overseas to work. So just keep that in mind. But Tim is right.
Right.
And as this is what I was telling Jeff the other day. Jeff was on the live stream the other day. And we were talking about a financial opportunity he had to make some serious coin. And he was asking me about it. And my advice to him was never pass up an opportunity to make money. We only get so many chances in life to make money. So never pass up an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to encourage others not to do that. Tim says the internet cafe business is basically shut down due to the pandemics, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And they never recovered from it. I agree. Plus, you got your own phone now, so you don't need a computer and internet. You don't need that anymore.
Right.
What do we call those SIM cards or loads, getting a load?
Yeah. I know one they call what is it called, free Wi-Fi or something, whatever they call that there in the Philippines.
Well, when you can get a load and have your Wi-Fi at your house, you don't really need to go anywhere else. So it's kind of like a virtual or a portable internet cafe. Because I know Lorelai told me that they used to, when she was a kid, they used to go, when they would go to town or go to a busy area where they could get really cheap loads, they would buy the loads, bring them back, and then mark them up and sell them to the neighbors who didn't want to be bothered to go get loads. But they could make, 10 or 20% on top of their investment by selling loads to the neighbors because the neighbors didn't want to go and get a load. So I'm like, well, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good plan. Yeah, I don't know if we had internet cafes in that sense in America at all. Would Starbucks be considered an internet cafe where you could just go into Starbucks and sit down and have your coffee and play on the internet?
I haven't seen them.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I can sell loads for the Sims card. That's what Lorelai did when she was a young girl. So to help make money, she also sold. She had a real job, but that's one of the things that she did. So, but I mean, American version of a internet cafe, wouldn't that be where we all went to Starbucks, sat down, and had a donut and a coffee and played on their internet? You know, hooked up their Wi-Fi. Maybe that's the American version of it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad we didn't have to do like Asia does with the internet. I am. I'm glad I don't have to buy a load to run my phone in America. I really am. I know there are people that do that in America. They have the track phones that they got to go to like to Walmart and other places and they buy loads for their phones. But I'm just glad it's not normal in America to have to do that. That you can do the prepaid services here, monthly subscription, stuff like that. You can also become a Gcash agent. Well, Dennis and I can become Gcash agents, both, G string agents collecting cash for selling G strings. Is that what that is? So Dennis would like that. Yeah, I think there are a lot of little side hustles you can do to make a few bucks, and I think you should do it. I will say from everybody that I've known over the years that has had a sorry store, they've never been successful. They never make money. Nobody's getting rich having a sorry store. Who did we talk to a while back about was having all the problems with their family and the sorry store and sending money home, and the daughter now is pissed off because the other daughter, that was my friend. I forgot about that. So we have a friend who's in that situation. One sister's in a foreign country. The other girl moved back home. Mama has a sorry store where this sister that lives overseas is giving money to Mama to make the store, but she's using the store to support the girl who lives overseas' children. But now that the other sister moved home with her kids, the sister who lives overseas is pissed off and won't send any money back to the Philippines now because she thinks the other sister is freeloading, even though the other sister has her own income. Yeah. Too much drama. So much drama. Just save it for your mama. That's my only thought, Patrick, on that situation.
Right. Yeah.
Dennis is right. It does fascinate me how they don't have that concept of revenue minus its expenses. It really, I don't understand that either, Dennis. I really don't. I don't know where it comes from. Sorry stores go broke because they allow credit. Yes. And they never end up getting paid. That is correct. And then they live off of the stores. That's part of the problem is they live off of the store. The proceeds of the store is what they live off of. Well, it is elementary, but apparently it's not. I mean, it is basic business, basic math.
Yeah.
But all the people I've known that have sorry stores, they just kind of rate it. They buy their inventory and then they just go and steal from themselves.
Yeah.
I thought I heard a really weird noise.
Hmm.
It's my dog snoring.
Uh-oh.
What the hell is that? But what they do is they steal from themselves and they go, well, what happened to the inventory? You know, we don't
Oh,
understand why we made no money. What happened to everything? You definitely wouldn't be able to run a mysteries diners program on a sorry story store. It'd just be a disaster. Tim says the only elementary thing in the Philippines is the school. Ooh, I agree. Dennis says they like that, Tim. Yeah, Tim, that's very good. So I don't know. We don't, to be honest. I don't mind going back to the Philippines, but do I look forward to taking the trip to the Philippines? Not really. We got to take, like I said, we have some real business to take care of over there. I want to make sure I can't do anything about it, but I really want to make sure Lorelei doesn't get screwed out of all of the land and stuff we own. So we got to get the attorney involved and all this other shit. So, but I know there's nothing I, as a non-Filipino, can do anything about anything. But we got to go over and take care of some business. But we're only going to stay maybe 10 days, 2 weeks max, and then we're going to go to Singapore and hang out.
right.
And Tim says, I'm talking about the 10th grade. Yes, Tim, I agree. I don't know. I like to think, I don't know. I think a lot of things. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, I think a lot of things too sometimes. Well, thing is, which I've talked to Mike and Venus a few times, you know, about the girl from, they don't know her, but she don't have a YouTube account or anything like that. But
Click on the link. Sorry, Ken, just click on the link. Go ahead, Pat.
But Venus says just make sure she's not a red flag, or you know, just observe her a little bit more. You know,
Right. And we all say the same thing. Watch out for the red flags. But what are the red flags?
money. I know a lot of them ask for money. That's true. That's one.
Okay.
And
Money.
which I don't give out. You know, I've had when I was there the last time in 24. Gosh, I had hundreds. Well, the ex-girlfriend that I had, hundreds of her family members come by. Can I borrow $100? No, can't do that. Can I borrow No, can't do that. Can I borrow 20? No, can't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I said I'll buy you something to eat, but that's about it. You know.
So how the money situation is a red flag. What else is a red? So the money situation, which has different, it arises in different denominations, so to speak. That's a bad analogy. But what else besides money should be a red flag for somebody like Pat and others who would like to get married, you know, to a Filipina? I got to admit, at my age, if I had to start all over, I wouldn't get married to anybody, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I'd been single up until my age now, I would not get married.
Yeah. Well, the one mistake that I done in 2017 is build a half. You know, I built a half. Well, you know, it wasn't like a gated community or anything, but you know, it was close to the city. You know, a little bit of a rural area. You know, and I had a blockhouse built. You know, that shiny, what do they call that? Shiny floor stuff. What do they call that?
Tile.
I had that put down. Everything looked pretty nice and neat, and it was like a 2-bedroom house. You know, that's all built. And added 3 blocks to it. What wasn't a 2-story? Paid $10,000, which you know wasn't bad. And then all at once, you know, what they call those. Well, when she lost the house, I wouldn't pay no payments because she wanted more money, but she had a boyfriend off to the side. And I don't know if it was American, it could have been anybody, but he was using that money of mine that I sent on him. I was like, nope, no more money. And when I didn't pay, then he left the house. Then what they call those squatters? Squatters. They got a hold of the house.
My audio out. I don't have you guys in my ears.
So I had the Philippines call me, by cell phone, and said, "Are you still coming back here to your house?" I was like, "Nope, not coming back. I'm just going to leave it." So when I left it, they said, "Well, we'll bulldoze the place down." So there's nothing there. Yeah.
Well, Ken's in the house. Everybody said hello to Ken. Ken, how are you?
How's it going, Ken?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good, brother.
We are good.
Finally got you transferred. I don't see me on YouTube though, which is not a big deal. I see me in the StreamYard thing. But
well, then you need to go to you got to go to my YouTube.
Oh, there I am. It's the internet. It's slow.
Yeah, you go to my YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't get you guys switched over to my earbuds for some reason. I figured it was a lot like Zoom, and it is. It just didn't want to cooperate. Let me get all comfortable here and face the camera.
Maybe Dave might be able to help with this a little bit. There in the Philippines, what do they call it? I'm trying to pronounce it, where you go get your birth certificates. National Statistics Office, or whatever they call that there in the Philippines or something.
Tim probably knows the true name of it. They're Hall records.
Yeah, I'm trying to pronounce it. But I tried to get her to one time in 2017 to get her birth certificate before she'd come here. And so I got scammed out of her so many times, and then he paid off the guard to say she couldn't get a birth certificate. And it's like, that's a lie there. And I caught it 3 or 4 times. I was like, nope, it's over with. I'm done. So I had somebody call me on Facebook, and they said, "Did you know she's going out on you?" I was like, "Oh." Then that's how I knew that. That's why I got rid of her.
Tim says, just say no to loans. I said that earlier today. Remember, you cannot give anybody a loan. All you can do is give a gift. If you expect it to return back to you, you're a fool. So you can't give money to somebody and expect it in return. Especially in the Philippines or other foreign countries. You can't do that. And of course, we all know foreigners cannot own land in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
You can own a building, own a condo, but you can't own land, which is the way it should be in America, by the way. So you've learned some of the red flags, and now you're a much wiser young man, Ken. Sorry, Pat. Ken, what are you up to today?
Ken, Pat.
What are you drinking? Why are you drinking this late at night?
Coffee. I drink coffee 27 hours a day.
Jesus Christ.
Military.
The hell's wrong with you?
Military. It doesn't affect. Most people say, "Oh, it keeps me up at night." When I leave here, I'll be asleep in an hour.
Yeah. I don't really drink coffee, so I don't know. My wife keeps me up all hours. And then my dog wakes me up in the mornings. I never get more than 5 hours of sleep in a day. And I can't go to sleep during the day because I'm paranoid about going into another coma. So, my doctor asked me today, "So how you been sleeping?" And I'm like, well, let me tell your happy ass how I've been sleeping. My dog wakes me up at 6:30 a.m. She eats her damn food. She takes her big fat happy ass back to bed. My wife comes home at midnight. I get in bed by 1 and I'm up by 6:30. That's how I'm sleeping.
Man.
That's okay. Not that I'm bitter, angry, frustrated. None of those things I am. I am not. So. But now, Patrick, you're smarter. Ken is smarter than he was yesterday. He's smarter today than he was yesterday.
It's debatable, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you learned something today, so that's important. We learn something every day. I taught my doctor about chasing the mythical medical dragon today. He's like, "Ooh, never heard that."
Yeah, I heard
and
you
he
mention
admitted
that.
it. He's like, you're right. There comes a point in time when you're just not going to get better. Thank you. But he did offer to give me drugs to go on the cruise on. So he's a good doctor.
Yeah, speaking of drugs, the VA sent a message out today that said, effective, I think it's in 3 days, we can no longer reorder our medications over the internet
Oh.
because they're going through some big change. So I immediately I immediately ordered my drugs. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Mm.
I mean, the hospital is only about 7 miles away. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Currently, it's 7 miles away, but I don't want to go down there and stand in line just to get my medications. I get it mailed here, and it's good to go.
Is it a permanent thing or a temporary thing while they upgrade?
They. That's a good question, honestly. They say they are upgrading. The last time they did an upgrade, it was forever for it to go into effect.
Mm.
So I'm nowhere near my 90-day supply, but I figure if I get in an additional 90 days on top of what I got, I'm good.
Right.
They can take all the time they need.
Well, maybe it's going to be for the good because Doge is involved now. They're the ones spearheading getting the VA and other agencies interlinking together so they can actually talk to one another. You know, which blows my mind how the government departments can't talk to each other.
Yeah, it's well, the VA itself though, because locally the VA hospital can talk to my counselor, and she's like 7 miles away from the VA hospital, and she sees everything that I do. Now I don't know, the VA sees what we do or not, but
Right.
that blew my mind. We were talking before my MRI, and she says, "Oh yeah, that's for this and that." It's not a big deal, which as it turned out, it wasn't, but still, kind of opened my eyes to what else do you got access to, you know?
Yeah, and Tim is saying he still gets his med from the VA mailed to him. But this is something, Tim, what Ken is saying, that just happened in the last couple of days.
Yeah, it came out. The email came out today.
Yeah.
So Tim did 20, I believe. I think I read somewhere where he did 20 years. Only did 9 years, and I'm not 100% disability, so I'm limited on what I can do.
Right.
And I'm having conversations right now to get identified as some disabilities, but I keep telling them stupidity is not a disability. It's just the way I am. They just don't want to listen. So
Yeah.
Dave's like, yeah, I got that.
I was just thinking if that was the case, then every politician would have to become disabled.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, that's a day for another story. Now, right. But what I think is interesting is I have one doctor belong to one group, and I have a specialist that belongs to this group, and I have another specialist that belongs to this group, and they all three can talk to each other. They don't work for the same company, but by golly, they can all communicate and send each other messages.
Right. Well, that's a good thing.
No, yeah.
It is. So you're like, why in the hell can't, But I still think we got to vote and work really hard on getting rid of taxes. No more taxes for people like me.
Is that because you're so good looking and you're the #1 creator on YouTube, or is that because you're getting up there in age?
No,
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm the best host ever. See the tag? That's why.
Yeah. Tim, I thought you were 20 years. I only did 9 and got out.
Oh man.
I did 25 years for the state, in the state. Take that for how you like it. You can either say, yeah, I taught college for 25 years, or I served 25 years at the state. Kind of the same damn thing. Penitentiary or the community college. One of the two. But no, and that's what I mean. Tim and I were frustrated a little bit about the veteran stuff or at least I was. I don't think Tim is. I don't like the fact I don't know. I think in general, we make things way too complicated. And the government wants things to be complicated. They want us to get pissed off at each other. They want us to be frustrated. They don't want to be efficient. You know what I mean? I really believe that.
Yeah.
The model, they're like a woman. They want to keep us chasing our tail and being driven crazy. What they want is for, that's it. That's what they want. They want us to bring home the bacon and then not say another word. The government wants us to pay taxes and not say another word. I think. I don't know.
Tim says a 20-year veteran and gets paid for unemployability. I need to look into that.
Yeah, so he's unemployable. Yes.
Rick's in the house. Hello, Rick.
Yep, Rick's here hanging out. Rick, you're welcome to join the panel if you wish.
I dropped your link in my live stream earlier. I'm hoping a few people do show up at least to the stream, maybe not necessarily on the panel.
Yeah, I probably intimidate them. No, handsome, charming young people have a tendency to intimidate old people. Just saying. At least that's what I've been told. Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys see the thing where I guess people were going a little crazy because I guess when Trump was in Turkey, instead of flying the Air Force One back, he came back on a different plane and nobody knew about it until the other day. So did you guys not see this?
Something about it.
There's another assassination attempt on his life there in Turkey, right? So instead of him coming back on Air Force One, they snuck him away with a couple other people on a Turkish catering truck out of the plane into another plane that nobody knew about. And he talked about it today because people wanted to attack him for it. And he's like, look, I just do what Secret Service says to do. You know, I mean, they told me to go to A, I go to A. They tell me to go to B, I go to B.
Yeah.
Richard's in the house. Good to see you. Saying hello to Rick. Say hello to everybody else. I agree. So, I thought that was an interesting concept because people want to beat them up. Like, well, do you mean you're more important than the reporters? Yeah.
Slightly. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course I'm more important than you fuckhead reporters. You moron. I'm the president of the country.
Right.
But he didn't say that. He was diplomatic about it. I would have flatly looked at the camera and said, yeah. Nobody likes reporters. They like me. So, but I found that interesting. So they apparently snuck them away. I had a friend years ago who was the head of private security for the Walmart CEO and the other two main officers. And he did all of the advanced recon for these people when they traveled. No matter if it was in the United States, he had a whole team of ex-military, Secret Service, FBI people that worked under him. And they led these advanced teams, then the active teams, and the follow-up teams, just like they do with a state visit for these big CEOs at Walmart. Crazy. He would tell me stories because he married a girl that worked for me. But when they go to Belize or Honduras to try to do business, 2 weeks in advance, they send an army of people down there. They're looking at streets and layouts and you name it, how to get these people in and out of these countries secretly. And it's Doug McMillan, from Walmart. But you can only imagine if you were a real politician, right? So pretty cool. So what's everybody going to do for the rest of the week? Tomorrow's Thursday. Any big plans?
I'll probably take my boy out this week, so he's wanting to go to Walmart shopping. So yeah.
Sounds fun. How about you, Ken?
Facing problems. Waiting on phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably take him out to eat and see where he wants to eat at this week.
I might be down in Pat's neck of the woods next week. I need to go.
Yeah.
I was told to go to the Columbus Social Security office instead of the Indianapolis Social Security office. I mean, just the capital. But apparently I can walk in Columbus and I don't need an appointment and I'll get seen instantly.
Yeah.
Whereas in Indianapolis, I got to make an appointment. So Gonna check that out.
Yeah.
That's the way it is here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim is saying, just like many diamond shipments, they use decoy aircrafts. Yeah. Crazy, right? Lorelai's going to a 50-year-old birthday party this weekend. Thank God I don't have to go. And so some girl's turning 50 and they're having a birthday party and I told her, I asked her today, because they all got to wear black and gold. But I told her today, I said, they're having it at a really nice park. We have a really, really nice park here. We have a lot of them, but we have this one particular one. And I asked her, are they doing it inside that little pavilion that's air conditioned with bathrooms? Or are they doing it in the big pavilion where there's no AC? Because it's going to be 102 degrees on Saturday. You got, she's like, well, you better hope like hell they're having it inside that little building.
Yeah, really.
Or you guys are going to be miserable all dressed up in your black and gold trying to act like you're prom queens. So Tim is saying hello, dear Richard. Good to see y'all. Yeah, I thank you all for giving us a thumbs up. Oh, man. So so I don't know what I'm going to do Saturday. I get 4 or 5 hours of peace and quiet. So, she's going to go that. But I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It'd be too hot to work in the garage or to do anything fun. I don't know. And then at the end of the month, we go to the local Barrio Festival. So every year they have a Barrio Festival here. Usually it sucks dog shit. Really bad. And our local community is corrupt. It has been corrupt for years. And I don't like going to them. Tim says, just relax. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have a problem relaxing. But the local Barrio Festival is ran by our local community. They suck. They're scammers. It's that type of group that when they have a contest for who made the best artwork, they don't tell anybody. So nobody enters it. So only their children enters it. Then they let their children know. And when they vote for the most beautiful or the most dressed up, they don't tell anybody. And the only people that enter are the ones in the clique, and they give themselves awards. They hand out certificates of thank yous to all the people who's on their own team. So they pat themselves on the back about a great job they did. But the festivals actually suck shit. Last year, or the year before, we didn't go last year. They promised a whole lechon. Everybody was going to get lechon, a whole pig. So they had apparently they screwed the pooch on that, and everybody got chicken nuggets from Walmart.
I'll have to put you on pause here for a minute, Dave, so you guys can talk. I'll be back.
So they got chicken nuggets from Walmart. Last year, Lorelai and I got approached in Walmart because they're always hiring new people. And what happens is the group gets together. It kind of has a bloom. All these people get excited. They're going to do the right thing. They're going to actually tell you what happens to all of your money that you give them for the events. And I was approached last year in a Walmart by 4 or 5 of the inner group asking if I would like to be. And I said, no, I don't want to be a part of it. And I'll tell you why. One, I'm an American, and I think your Philippine-American group ought to be ran by Filipinos. I just do.
Sure.
2, I think you guys are a bunch of scammers. 3, you people don't know how to hold events. You suck. Your parties suck dog shit. And they're like, I'm like, you guys are there. The history is nothing but thievery and self-indulgence.
Right.
You give out awards to your own damn self. When you do events to make them successful, the events have to be about the people who attend the event, not about the person who put the event on. And so this one guy who works down at Honda or somewhere, he's like, well, I know, can I ask you a lot? And so I sat and talked to him for about an hour in Walmart, explained to him how I would do things. And so he got elected as president, and now I guess his first big deal is this Barrio Festival. And one, you don't got to pay this year. You don't got to pay $50. So it's open to the public. It's free. He's gotten corporate sponsors to come and provide things, you know. So there are contests, but everybody gets to enter. Because they really would. They would have these costume contests of native dress, but nobody knew about them until the day of. And then they would elect their own selves as the winner.
That's bad.
It is bad.
That's
So, but we're going to go to that because it's free at the end of the month and see how they do. But I'm not really looking forward to it, but we are going to go to it. You know, we have friends that want us to tag along with them, so we're going to tag along with them. But that's partly why our community does not necessarily love me as much as they should love me. Because here on the internet, I will tell whatever I think about whatever I think, you know, and apparently I hurt their feelings when they watch my stuff. I talk about peacocking and the red flags and the hustling and the bustling. And a lot of the ones in the local community think, you know, and I'm like, I don't really give a shit what you think.
right.
You know, is the problem. But we're going to go to it and see.
So I have a very odd question. The odd question is this. You currently are using StreamYard to broadcast over YouTube. If you end your live stream, can you still use StreamYard like I use Zoom
Yes.
after the stream is over? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You can do private StreamYards. They don't ever have to go live if you don't want to. It's
All
just
right.
like Zoom. You can have a Zoom meeting using basically StreamYard.
All right.
Yeah. It has that feature in it. I can invite 10 people that I want to have a meeting with on StreamYard, but it doesn't go to the internet. So yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's why I was asking. I did leave Zoom because I'm pretty sure I can't be on both at the same time. That would not only be impossible, but complicated.
Yeah, you can be on YouTube and StreamYard.
Right. Right.
If you have the advanced package, you can also connect it to your Facebook and Instagram and go live on those platforms.
Do you do live on Facebook and Instagram? Yeah, I don't either.
I'm too cheap.
I think I did one live stream on Facebook, and I didn't like the vibe or something. There was something about it. I never pursued it.
Yeah. Richard said, hello, kid. Tim says, just a big red flag for most events. It is. Bunch of garbage. No, I find StreamYard very basic and very easy to use. So that's why I like it. It's easy. It connects to my YouTube already. No big deal there. I don't have to. It's just easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles in it unless you pay the extra money. And you can do 20 hours free a month. So back when I was using it a lot, I did a live stream every Thursday night, every week on using StreamYard. And so I never used up my 20 free hours. So that's one way you can do it. You can do it that way.
Right. Now, the paid version, do you gain any hours by giving them money at all?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's unlimited or you get like 120 a week, a month. It may be unlimited if you pay the $20. Then you get a bunch of bells and whistles. Tim says, I don't even remember how to use StreamYard for live streaming. Well, I'm starting to think that the market is not video making necessarily. I don't think YouTube is all about making videos anymore. I don't think that's where it's at. I mean, unless you got a large following that want to see you in a series of events, you know, if you're building a classic car and you got a big group of people that want to follow you, you know, rebuild. I don't think just making random videos do any good anymore.
I'm kind of wanting to see what's going to happen in February. I really want to see where this is going to go. I don't do near what I still live stream quite often, but I don't do near the uploads and the shorts that I used to do.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of shorts in the last week or two. What I figured out is that you gotta, I know a lot of people, no, you gotta post every day. Well, I figured out that if you kind of post and then you go down, give it a break, and you come back, then you get pushed out on your shorts. So I think you kind of do this number versus this number.
Right. Well, and you have to have decent short content as well. I mean, oddly, my golf do good, but anything else does horrible.
Right.
You know?
Dogs, animals, birds, women, they all do good. The rest of it doesn't do too good.
The other thing I do fairly well at is another guy I know gave me permission to remix his short videos. And I've been testing that. And I'm getting hundreds of views, and he's getting tens of views.
Yeah, I have that set up on my channel. Anybody can go in and remix mine.
That's a good thing, though, right? I mean, to let people do that? Okay.
Because I get credit, too.
Jamie's in your house.
Jamie, Miss Alvarado, how are you? How be the babies today?
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Yes, babies everywhere. So that's one thing I do. On my channel, anybody can remix my stuff. I allow it.
Free publicity, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I also have given companies permission, and sometimes they paid me to take a snippet out of my stuff and to use it somewhere else.
Nice.
So I do that. That's why I do that.
I got some new videos I done. Some fishing videos with my son. Went with my brother. He took me fishing. Mine, I don't think those videos turned out right, but I'm gonna go ahead and maybe pop one or two of them up. But I've done some new cooking videos and a couple of them, and yeah.
Well, I think you just got to keep at it, whether you think they're no good or bad or ugly or what. Just keep
right.
doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when you're a young channel, I think it is important to post.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I do. When you get to be a little bit bigger,
yeah,
you can accomplish the same thing by live streaming and stuff like that. I think you can accomplish the same, is what I think.
I have to cook you in a can of good meal sometime.
Yeah, you keep saying that, and we keep having nothing.
Yeah.
Where do you fish at, Pat? Private or public?
We used to, down here in Brown County when I was a kid, go down there and fish in Sutherland Park, but my brother went to his friend's dad's place and fished.
Right.
But there used to be a place, when I was a kid growing up, I haven't been there in years, I think it's in Scottsburg. It used to be called Mary's Pay Lake. I don't know if anybody's heard of that one.
I've heard of Pay Lakes. Yeah, I used to do a lot of that.
I haven't been to a Pay Lake in years.
We don't have those around here.
No.
Jamie says babies are okay. A lot of new things. What do you mean by new things? Did you get like a whole bunch of new babies or something? Did the baby start going to college already or something? I'm just kind of curious. Our friends who had the baby about the same time as you, their baby turned 6 months old today. Today is their 6-month-old baby thingamajiggy. So still looks like a baby. Yeah, we don't have pay lakes around here. We don't have those. They don't exist in this part of the country.
I know there's one place that does it is London, Kentucky, Whitesburg, Kentucky, and Virginia. A few other places does Pay Lake.
Yeah. It's been too hot to go fishing here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes. Yeah.
Well, that's good, Pat. You get those videos out there and do them.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to grow a channel, dumping videos out is important.
I know Grace and Mike and Venus has asked me to go live, and I was like, well, I can't do it yet because, well, one, I got to take care of my mother's brother. He's blind. You know, he's got that dementia real bad and Alzheimer's. You know, so my mother's working on trying to get him in a nursing home. You know, it's
Yeah.
tough job, tough job.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I used to work for the convalescent home here in Columbus, Indiana. I used to be a registered nurse at one time. Worked there 4 years. Yeah, that's hard work.
I would
Yeah, it
agree.
is.
Yeah.
Taking care of old people suck. I told my doctor today, and he's about 5 years older than me. He's an old military. I like him, but I told him that he was like, you really need to go and get more exercise. And we have two really, really, really nice senior centers here that have fitness pools and all kinds of cool shit in them. But you can't get in them because they're too crowded.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you really got to go over and get it. And I said, you don't understand. Every time I've gone there, there's nothing but a whole bunch of old ass people there. You can't get into these places. There's too damn many old people hanging out in there. And he kind of looks at me and he goes, but you can't. They're crowded.
Yeah.
You can't get into the swimming pool because there's 400 gray-haired ass ladies with bonnets on going.
Oh man.
You can't use any of the equipment, because there's some other old smelly guy going on.
Yeah.
Like a geriatric fitness center. I'm like, what the hell is this? So Jamie says, hello, Tim. Good to see you. Tim says, oh, Jamie. How's Jamie doing in the great state of Missouri? But I could see his look. I mean, like, you're not a spring chicken, you ass wipe. As I'm sure it's kind of what he was thinking. But he's a good guy. He's a good sport.
Well, and they're lowering the age of what used to be considered a senior citizen. I believe it's 50 years of age now.
It ain't at the damn movies. I tried.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, bitch. Wouldn't give me the discount.
I always go for 3 discounts. I go for the senior citizen, I go for the military, and I always go for the comedian. And I always get a laugh on the third one. I said, see, I've done my job.
There you
Give
go.
me my discount.
Give me my discount.
heck,
Yeah.
I went to Burger King here. It's been about 2 weeks ago, and my boy wanted to get something to eat over one day, and they said, "How old are you, Mr. Raleigh?" I said, 50. They said, "Well, we'll give you the senior discount." I'm like, "Well, I didn't know you could get that." Go on ahead and
He
get
gives a decent military discount. I do like it.
Jamie says, Ken, what did I tell you about taking time at the pool? We're at the age where we are older than young people and younger. No, Tim, you're old. No, Tim, I'm at that age. You and Ken are the old people. Pat and I are the young ones. No. Let's get this corrected.
So, Pat, do you still have your RN license, or did you let it lapse?
It's all gone.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
Kind of miss it, but it just too hard to tell you. Stress. Yeah.
Well, you had what, LVNs or LPNs, wherever they're called here in Indiana, work under your license, as well as the CNAs worked under your license.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what scared me.
Yeah.
Get some idiot in there and it's your license at risk, not
Yeah.
stupidity.
That's interesting. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have their own license. And the facility has to have, of course, the liability. Tim says, yes, I know I'm older than dirt. How do I know that I'm older than dirt? Every time I breathe, dust comes out. But yeah, in this part of the country, every individual has to have their own certification and license.
Yeah.
The nursing assistants, they work under the umbrella of the nursing home or the care facility. There's not a state license for them, There's tests that they can take to become certified, but not licensed.
Right.
LPNs and RNs are licensed, but they have to buy their own medical insurance.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of works here. But yeah, I wouldn't do that job either. I would probably be that nurse who killed 100 babies or something. Did you guys see that documentary about that nurse who euthanized like 21 or 22 babies? And then there was another one who kept killing all the old people. There's another documentary about 4 or 5 years ago of this angel of death who, when old people came to the hospital, she would size them up and go, this is, you know. You know.
Yeah, I've had people ask me if I miss the teaching job that I had one time teaching students. I was telling Dave about this. I was 18 years old teaching other 18-year-olds. Somebody asked me if I ever missed that restaurant work. You know, you got to have a license to serve in the bar, you know. And, well, we had a girl where they had a giant cookie dough machine, and they left me in charge of it. And I'd write students up there each time they done something wrong or, you know, in the class. And I told that one girl, I said, you mess with that machine, the way you're doing, it's going to jerk your arm into the machine. I mean, she wouldn't listen, and it sucked her arm up here to the shoulder bone blade, rotary cuffs, and it got her. And I was like, I unplugged that dang thing, and I said, she screamed bloody murder, and it ripped it out, all out to the skin. And I didn't get rode up for it or get fired for it, but the girl, she got rode up, and then after the 2 weeks, she was in the hospital. They told her she couldn't come back to work, but she could come to work, but she couldn't mess with the machines anymore.
Wonder why.
I would have fuck coming back to work. My happy ass would have been talking to the attorney and suing the damn place.
Yeah.
And, so what happened was the other boss of mine, they ended up having to pay for the girl's medical. Correct. Yeah.
Jamie's been looking for clothes, got some stuff from Old Navy. So that's good. She's out doing that. Tim says his girlfriend's coming over. She better bring that damn lunch, man. Yeah. So, yeah, here you got to be 18 or older to use any machinery. Is what you have to do.
Definitely.
It's part of like the Surf Safe program, and we used to do all of that at the college. So, but yeah, I actually have some really cool. Well, I have some really interesting pictures of a young man who were caught in a lathe. So in my folder of weird shit that happened and how people get killed on the job, I have a folder full of all of that stuff. And
a lathe?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to know.
A big industrial lathe. Yep, he got caught in the lathe and didn't survive it, of course.
Yeah.
But you can see it's pretty interesting. I have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of that. So, but yeah. And, you know, that little girl should just sue the store saying, because look, here's what it is. You can tell them they can't do it, but if you don't prevent them from doing it, then you're at fault. Meaning you got to lock out and tag out that equipment. You can't just say, don't touch it.
Right.
That's the law. That's the rules.
Yeah.
That's pretty much across the United States too, I imagine.
Well, it is. It is. That's how you get sued.
Yeah, you just can't lock it out. You have to tag it out. And you just can't tag it out. You have to lock it out. You got to do them both because it's, oh my God. I remember those days. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I taught that crap for 25 years, you know. Lock out, and then you got to lock out, tag out your lockout, tag out at times.
There's a comedy bit in there somewhere, but right now it just ain't working in my head.
Yeah, you gotta do. But that's kind of how that works, man. You can't just tell young people they can't do something, or an employee. Period. You got to.
I don't know how you guys could. I mean, I have the utmost respect for people that taught and are currently teachers. My daughter-in-law is a teacher. She teaches middle school, and they're exactly. Maybe kindergarten, maybe first grade, maybe, but middle school, no. But she likes it.
Yeah, that's one thing I couldn't do is teach public school. I'd be in prison. I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't teach public school. I don't have it in me. I'm not that good of a person. Lockout, tagout. I have heard of that and haven't heard of it in many years. Well, the military is famous for it too. So yeah, very important. We taught it, I taught it all the time. It's one of my specialties. I made a lot of money teaching that subject matter to corporations, helping them build into a lockout, tagout program. So along with lots and lots of other subject matters, but that's what you have to do. You have to not only say you can't do it, but you have to prevent them from doing it.
Right.
And you heard of McDowell School, Ken, here in Columbus?
Run that by me again in English.
McDowell School.
Not ringing a bell. No pun intended, but it's not. No.
Okay. Because I didn't know, because I know you've been around Columbus a little bit, ain't you? Right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Regionals were always held in Columbus.
Yeah. That's where the school is, where I taught at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie says,
back in the Civil War days when I was in high school, we used to go to Columbus to play in a regional there.
Well, I believe it. Jamie says, I hope I never have to hear a cardboard baler again. Noisy, noisy, noisy. There's actually a case of somebody getting caught and trapped in a baler and squished. I don't have those photos, but I've seen those photos. I saw that PowerPoint. I saw that accident investigation. Red tags, most equipment has a key to lock it down. Yes.
So was Tim in the Army? Because I don't remember. I know he's military. Was he Army?
I think he was Air Force, if I remember right. Tim, what were you? Or you were Navy? No, Ronald was Navy. So I thought he was Air Force.
The Air Force is the military? Oh, wait, my brother was in the Air Force.
Well, like they say, the Army's just a bunch of janitors.
Yeah, well. I know. No, I'm asking because you telling that story about the person getting squished by the baler. I was a traffic investigator when I was a military policeman in the Army, and we had a woman get run over by a Hemet.
Yeah.
If you know what a Hemet is, I'll describe it. It's a tractor trailer that weighs about 7,000 million pounds, and the human body don't win when it gets run over.
Damn. Oh man, I've heard something of it.
It was gory. I'll just put it that way.
Jamie's asking, has anybody heard from Ronald? We haven't heard from Ronald in a while. I know that, he's living with a girlfriend and they got the young baby. And now that he's in the Philippines, he's in a totally different time shift. So we don't hear from him much. But the other thing I'll say is Ronald, who I really like, Ronald's a hoot. Really like Ronald, but he is very anti-Trump at the moment. So he knows that I don't hate Trump. So I think there's a disconnect there, which is fine. But I don't mind if he hates Trump. I don't care who hates anybody. So I think there's a little bit of that. So he doesn't come around a whole lot on YouTube. One, because I just think he's busy. And two, he's got a girlfriend that's, 400 years younger than he is. And she probably wears him out. And, Tim, I haven't seen Craig either in Australia. We haven't seen Craig in a good month, 6 weeks. I don't know what happened to Craig.
Craig, that's been a long, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, vaguely a little bit. Yeah, took me a little bit for a minute.
I like Craig. Craig's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. Oh, no, it's all right. He's just super big. He's not mad at me. I'm not saying that. Ronald's not mad at any of this. It's just the political ideologies don't line up at the moment. And, and Dennis busts his chops about it sometimes. So Richard says, Jamie, hi, nice to see you over here. Richard's going, oh my goodness gracious, great balls of holy fart fires. Jamie is over here. Good to see you.
The homies are representing, not as well as I had thought they would, but they're all busy over there on Zoom doing something.
That's all right. They're old.
Yeah, very true.
Now,
true.
but you know, a lot of the people, and I've told Pat and many others, and in part of my lecture series, I talk about that you have to understand that a lot of people come in and they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube is a very transit society. And there's a lot of people, which I get daily, who pop up wanting to be the next YouTube star. And once they realize how difficult it is to become a YouTube star, even if you got big boobs that you like to show off, you still cap out at a certain level. And then they kind of give up and go away. Yeah, you got to call Ronald up and take him to lunch and see how he's doing over there in the Philippines. You know, I'm sure he's living his life, having a great time. I like Ronald. Ronald's a hoot. I mean, Ronald is one of the funniest people you'll ever meet, I think. And then we haven't heard from Gary in a little while, but he's just living his life. Hi, Rich. I started here with David before I was at Ken's months ago. Yeah, Jamie and I have known each other for, God, 2 or 3 years now, at least a long time. Jamie's been in and out around for a long time. So, you know, we like Jamie. Don't tell Jamie that we like her, but we like her. Just don't tell her, you know. But she used to come along when Anthony, who I messaged a few minutes ago earlier, Tony, a Yank in the Philippines, was still doing live streams. But he doesn't do live streams anymore. He's living in the Philippines full time now. So he's no longer live streaming either. I think he's one of the ones that just kind of gave up. Because it's hard, guys. You got to understand, YouTubing is not easy. It's like pimping. Pimping ain't easy. YouTubing ain't easy, boys and girls.
Yeah, had somebody ask me a couple of days ago. I was in a few channels. Well, I don't know. I forget their names. But they said, are you, well, since I'm Pat's Philippine Dreams, you remember Ned's Philippine Dreams, right?
Oh, yeah, he's still there. Yeah.
I had somebody ask me, they said, are you related to him? Like, no, I'm not related. I said, who gave you that name? I said, well, my mentor gave me that name.
Tell him I did it, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, all kinds
only
of
one person in the whole world can have a Philippine dream. Ah,
yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not related to him. I said, I know him, but I said, he don't know me.
nah. You know, I don't know how busy he is on his channel anymore because
Yeah,
he
I
has
don't
his
think
kids and they're growing up and all of that. So
Yeah.
he had a good channel today.
Mm-hmm.
He says, yes, I met David through Tony, Anthony, a Yank in the Philippines. So it's been years. I sold my house in 2020, David, and I knew when Jack would go. Oh, yeah, Jack. Oh, God. Jack is somebody I don't miss. For all of you old timers in here, Dennis was here. He would like to hear that. But Jack is a disaster. And Michael McFarland, back in the day, they were the two YouTube drunks. Jack, God love him, you know, he's pathetic. And he doesn't come around anymore because, one, I wouldn't give him any money. So he's a drunk e-beggar. He's just, you know. His story is supposedly his rich Filipina mama who married his daddy has abandoned him in the Philippines, promised that if he would go to the Philippines to live, they would give him $1,000 a month and he'd get to live like a king. And then mama abandoned him. And so he lives in one of her houses, scot-free, rent-free, but he never has enough money to buy cigarettes and beer with. So his whole thing, and he still does it, is hustling people for beer money. And Michael McFarland, nice guy, nice enough guy. He was a military guy, intelligent guy. I think he was a radio operator. I think he did something with radio operations or something like that. He wasn't an idiot. Jack's an idiot. But Michael is an older guy who very knowledgeable. He's just a bad drunk. You know, I mean, worse than, you know, I tease Michael about being the internet drunk now, but Michael McFarland, I mean, he'd pass out doing a live stream.
Yeah, I couldn't drink a whole lot. That good on my heart. No way. Not every day. Not every day.
No. Jamie says, I know way too many on YT. Yeah, Jamie's been around a long time. Jamie's always been looked out after, though. The good thing is is she's been always polite, courteous, and professional, and nobody's picked on her or bothered her because of so, But I still go shooting star. Yeah, Bruce, shooting star. He does the karaoke thing. Bruce is a really good guy. He really is. Good man, good person. I'm just not into karaoke channels.
Yeah, I go there and listen for a minute, and I'm ready to get out. Yeah.
I just cannot do karaoke channels. I can't do it. I can't. I can't listen to people try to sing. And I got some channels that I follow on a regular basis that are channel, but once they start the karaoke and shit, I have to go home.
Yeah.
I gotta go poke my eyeballs out with a sharp stick. I can plug my ears up. Rick likes that, and Jamie says, "Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much." But so, and that's what I was telling, because you guys probably don't realize this, and this is not to brag or not brag or be sad or whatever, but a lot of people actually reach out to me way behind YouTube. But I offer free advice. Is what I said this morning or this day, whenever it was. One of the things I do is I give without expecting anything in return. And how I do that is I give free advice, whether you want it or not. Sometimes.
Or if you like it or not. Yeah.
Or if you like it or not, I could give a shit. If you ask a question, you're going to get an answer.
Right.
So Tim says, I got to be back in a while. I got to go outside and pee. Tim has met Bruce, shooting star. Bruce is a good guy. And some of the other guys, like, Chasing Tail's a good guy. A lot of them a lot of people got involved during COVID. A lot of people had a lot of time to go online during COVID. But as they started to get back into work and their real lives, YouTube goes to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that spend the most time on the internet are not people that have real jobs. Right? I don't have a job. Pat doesn't have a job. Ken doesn't have a job.
Right. But I know someone that has a job that still is on YouTube about 27 hours a day.
Damn.
And she called me out for being on YouTube too much. And I'm like, have you looked in a mirror?
Yeah.
And then she says, well, what do you mean, Sir Ken? And I'm like, never mind.
Jamie says, Michael McFarlane did a 9-hour live stream, and it was him drunk asleep at his desk. He woke up one time, and then he thought it was the next day. He's a bad drunk. He really is. But Bruce is a good guy. Bruce is excited when I name my son Bruce because there aren't very many Bruces. I agree. There is our other friend Bruce, who's living in the Philippines now. I don't think Bruce has a channel though, does he, Pat?
Which Bruce are you talking about?
No, I just lost his last name.
Is it Bruce?
Guy with red hair.
Oh, okay, the heavy sick guy.
Yeah, he doesn't have his own channel. A good guy though.
I know he said he had it. He told me one time, he sent me a message. He says, I'm going live, Pat. And then I went to go check it. No live.
He gets a little fired up, from time to time. He's kind of like Michael. He gets kind of fired up and can't listen to others, but he's a really good guy. And he's living in the Philippines full time now. So a lot of good people. There just really are.
Yeah. Now, the karaoke Bruce, is he also living in the Philippines, or is he in the United States still?
Jamie, is Bruce in the U.S. or the Philippines? Shooting star. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
And then, Tim said I met Bruce. Oh, Bruce Davis is his name. Bruce Davis.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then we got our good friend that who's doing YouTube now, who's the truck driver who moved to the Philippines with Lynn, Scott. And then we got another Australian friend, Scott. So Ken says, what is YT Hangman?
Yeah, Jamie said Sean Tuber was playing YouTube Hangman the other day. I've never heard this. I live a sheltered life.
Sean Tuber, I didn't see that. Sorry, great catch, Ken. I don't know what that is either. He's in Mississippi, but he visits MK in the Philippines. Okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
still down in Mississippi. So there are some of the old timers around. You know, the Hapsters are still in Hawaii, if you know their channel.
Yeah.
But it's the nature of the beast, and that's okay. It just is. And I tell people, just let them come in and let them go. We get a lot of people that want to just come in and say hi so they can bring, and this is what I mean. The nature of the beast is people are going to come to your live streams solely for the purpose of trying to advertise their channel to try to get new people to go to their channel. It's why I don't worry about it and I don't care.
Yeah.
It's the nature of the beast. It just is. So just tell everybody to go be friends with everybody and don't worry about it because, you know, it's like breathing, YouTube breathing. It's the same way.
Yeah.
You get Hangman and show it on a screen and we play it in chat. Okay.
So somebody displays the Hangman because if everyone's playing Hangman, you're going to have 10 different Hangman.
Right.
Okay. I kind of follow that.
Shows us a screen and you read it. Well, I know there's a lot of people playing those weird other games, those horse races.
Oh,
there's that, yeah.
But I can't do that either. But
then there's the one where you get 6 or 7 letters and you got 100 words that range from 3 letters to 10 letters, and you got to make a word out of it. Which, oddly enough, I do fairly well at that, which scares me because I can't spell with a 9.
Right. Tim says the Hapsters come to see him when they're in the Philippines. Nice. They're good people. He's a good lady.
So off the wall question for Pat.
Yeah.
In the Columbus area, 2 questions. Do you play golf?
I never got a chance to play golf. Never got a chance. I've had people that say, well, we'll teach you. I'm like, well.
Put the ball down, hit the ball. Walk up, hit the ball. You're taught.
yeah, right. Right.
Second question.
I just wondered.
Right.
What was the second one? You said 2.
Well, if he's never played golf, the second one's going to be: are there any decent golf courses around the Columbus area?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have. Yeah, yeah, we have.
All right, there you go, man. You got to do that follow up.
Hattie said, "Yeah, I play all the time." Then I said, "Well, what are your courses like? We need to play golf sometime."
Yeah,
I've been playing golf for 20 years now, 25 years. I don't remember. Been a long time.
I don't have the back to play golf. Jamie says there's someone else in the Philippines with his wife. They both do karaoke. Okay. That I don't know. King Lee does Korean sports. Yes, he does. King does. That's really not my thing either. Adrian, I just tell you what I think. I think Adrian's a little bit of a creep. So I think he's a little creepish. So, I'm not really into him. So, and there's a couple of other guys that I feel like give me the creep vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of, you even though they're on the social media, you think they're looking up somebody's skirt. They kind of.
Never really looked at it that way.
So not really my thing. And I know there's been some drama in the past with some of them. And Tim says, I've hit the ball around, but I wouldn't say I play golf. No,
I can relate to that, and I'm in that boat. So, Pat, you know what an ABI is, right?
I've heard
brain injury.
I've heard of it.
I worked in San Diego for a facility that we handle people with ABIs, and one of our patients was to play golf. But this guy was a jerk. Nobody liked him. I played golf with him because he didn't bother me.
Right.
And the cool thing about it was I got paid to take him to play golf. We take all afternoon because I'm getting paid,
Oh, nice.
It was cool. It was so cool.
All I can say is birds of a feather.
Yeah. I agree.
Jamie says most people know each other in the same way. They do. Whatever their genre is, they get hung up on the karaoke or the jerkness, and You know, I don't know whatever happened there. What happened? I know Pat knows these people. You guys may know them.
Okay.
Whatever happened to the other drunks that were up late at night? Shit.
I stopped drinking. I'm sorry. Do I need to go back?
One in the Philippines, he got an issue with some other girl. Remember the girl that him and him was fighting, and Mike and you got entangled with him.
Oh,
But he's kind of disappeared.
yeah. I can't remember.
Remember the guy though, right? He has two houses, one down in the city and one up in the mountain.
Oh, you're talking about Fred?
Fred.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah, he still goes live. Yeah. I don't know him and Mike. What happened to him and Mike again? He got to go back to Fred's live and then got blocked again or something.
Wow.
But they're still going around and around with that lady's name. I can't think of her. Katie Kim, or I can try and pronounce it.
KK or something.
Yeah, whatever they call it or something.
And whatever happened to the little religious guy named David that popped up out of nowhere? And then he disappeared on us.
Oh, yeah, he's still around. I used to send him comments, but he don't answer any comments anymore. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, he's still around, but yeah.
Because he used to come by and.
Yeah.
But I'm not into Bible reading, so that's not really my thing.
Right.
But I like to learn, but I don't need to learn that.
Yeah.
So, there's a guy named Darren. Yes, Darren and drama. Yes. Darren was from Canada. What was Darren's name? But you're right. He was a drama queen and caused trouble, and and that's what I mean. I really mean this. A lot of these perverted piece of shit guys came on during the COVID era, and then they thought they were hot shit because everybody was on the internet. So you had a captive audience because nobody else had anything to do, right? But once everybody returned to work and got back to life, there was nobody there to entertain their perversions, their whatevers, Darren Dotson. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his either. And here's the really weird thing for me is the only thing I know for sure. Everybody likes me. Oh, only thing I know. Jamie says, "Yep, that's exactly what you call him." You got the cops calling him over there. Was he the one that was sending dick pics, to somebody on the internet? Was Darren the one that did that, or was that one of the other strange people?
Is that the guy that got escorted out of the Philippines?
No, that's a different guy.
Okay.
I don't know, but and that guy was Russian. The last guy that got kicked out of the Philippines, I think.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Bosnian or something like that. That big, tall, white kid. I think
I watched about 10 seconds of it. It didn't appeal to me. I mean, from what I heard, he was putting the Philippine people down, and then he got all, why am I being kicked out?
Oh, Darren was the one that groped somebody at a party. Yeah, he was the groper.
Oh.
And there's another one that was doing the D pictures,
Well, on another channel, Philippine Antics, I go to her channel every now and then. She seems pretty good. And she was talking about the other guy that was talking about telling all the Filipinos that he had AIDS. Yeah, and they all got freaked out in the Philippines, and they got rid of him quick.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, other women called him out on that. I met Big E, Muggs, BT, and Betty, Dan, and Minnie. And there used to be a couple other channels that were really good. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. You just don't see them as much because I think everybody gets busy. There was a couple out of Georgia that was a pretty good channel. He was a retired cop. Dennis is in the house. Dennis, we were talking about you earlier. Missed it, buddy. I'm telling you, Jamie was telling us all your secrets, Dennis.
Blames Jamie. I got to remember that. Let me write that down.
Blame Jamie. So Dennis knows who all the creepy YouTubers are. How are you, Hottie? I'm fine. I'm doing great, Dennis. I appreciate, you asking. So, but I think now that this is kind of the norm versus the COVID era, I really think this is more the normal. All the girls that were chasing dollars, they had to go get real jobs. The digital prostitutes had to go back to work and get a real job because there's only so many men that are going to give them so many dollars. And then they run out of men because once they realize that they're not putting out, the men aren't going to stick around. But then the men are idiots because they think there's a girl on the internet that somehow is magically going to put out to them. Well, you're 7,000 miles apart. Tim doesn't do live streams anymore. I don't blame you, Tim. I do them just because, I like to run my mouth and my wife won't put up with me running my mouth around her. So I got to talk shit somewhere. And, I talk shit in public and I just scare people, apparently. I'm at Walmart talking shit, everybody runs. That doesn't work too well. COVID was crazy. So many sap stories to give money. Yes, they asked me if you want to make money. Oh, Tim says YouTube is a full-time job. If you want to make money regularly. Okay, I agree, but where the hell's my money? I've been trying, Tim, but I'm still not making any money. I'm broke too, Jamie says when they were asking. Yeah, I had a lot of the girl channels get mad at me because I wouldn't give them money. They would send me messages calling me dirty names and all of that, and I thought that was kind of like a badge of honor. People cussing me out because I wouldn't give them money. I thought that's kind of good. I feel good about that. But yeah, YouTube's a full-time job if you want to make it serious.
Yeah.
And I think it's really hard to make good money on YouTube. I've been preaching this for quite a while. If you need to make money, you need to branch out.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've been working on, different ways to make some side hustle money by doing some different things. And if they ever pay off, I'll tell you guys about it. Besides, doing the strip joints, I'm the dancer. I'm the dancer, not the, just saying. But I don't know. What are we going to do? Never given any money to any channels. I wouldn't, I thought about paying myself one time, but then I realized YouTube took 30%. So I'm like, well, that ain't going to work. I can't pay myself. They get mad because I didn't want to join their panels for karaoke. Yes, because I could sing and they would give them more views. I agree. I would agree. I would totally agree with that. They get mad at you for that, for not wanting to join the panels. I don't really ever get invited to join people's panels. People don't like me on their panels. I wonder why. Does anybody know why people wouldn't like me on their panel? Why would you not like me on your panel?
I'd love to have you on our Zoom one of these days. I do try to grow Zoom. It just doesn't grow.
Well, but where are you going to go with it?
More people. And that's a good question. Where am I going to go with it?
Right. I mean, you could have a gigantic Zoom meeting, but what are you accomplishing?
Nothing. Bragging rights.
Okay.
My Zoom had 22 people. Your Zoom had 12. Ha ha ha. Stuff like that.
Oh.
I'm working with a guy right now that no longer allowed on my Zoom, but he's going to try to do the same thing on his YouTube channel. And I've been spending the last few days setting him up in OBS and on Zoom and everything else. And I wish him the best of luck. I really do. The problem that he doesn't have is it's not going to happen overnight. He's under this impression that he's going to go live on Monday, and on Wednesday when he goes live, he's going to have 12 people in his Zoom. Just doesn't happen.
No, you got to recruit them.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. I really am very fortunate. There's a good group of core people that show up night in and night out
Right.
that I'm still trying to kind of manipulate a little bit to turn your mic off when you have your TV on, Greg. And I know Greg's not watching, so
Yeah. Tim's like, yes, I'm
um,
getting old. I don't want to talk as much. Well, and to be honest, your Zoom's kind of chaotic.
oh
And,
yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
So, it's kind of like,
We are the Seinfeld of YouTube. Yes.
little chaotic, little
And
chaotic.
there's the KSL plug for the night, by the way.
There you go. Jamie says, I talk to toddlers. Well, you might have a better conversation with toddlers than you do adults. Toddlers are probably smarter than us. And the other thing is, and this happens even on StreamYard, if you get a big group on StreamYard on your panels, which I've had panels sometimes that are really big, chaotic and going fast. And what you got to be careful about is not being overran and spoken over if you're going to host.
Sure.
And then but then again, Ken and I have talked about the fact I don't like to be redundant. So I try really hard to bounce around and not be so predictable. Because I think when you're too predictable, you just get the same old people.
I have no clue what you're talking about with the same old people. None whatsoever.
Because when new people go, they look and go, oh, it's the same asshole people.
Sure.
I don't belong. I don't fit. They won't let me talk. They won't let me be part of it. I don't even know
you,
how
Jamie.
to model. That's funny.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that.
I joined Ken Zoom because he's very good, protected place. I've been to other panels, and it's women with creepy folk. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I agree. A lot of the things are creepy vibes. I agree. And I don't do those either. But I don't even know how to title. You're very welcome, Ken. Jamie says yes. Yeah, Ken's is a safe place. Nobody's going to harass you over there, Jamie. That's for sure. And it's same like in our world, you know that you're not going to be harassed here. If you are, somebody's going to put them in timeout. And then we're going to go behind the scenes, hunt them down, and cut the toes off. So, you have that safety net, which is good. And one thing I try to do on my stuff is make sure everybody feel like they're safe. I think that's important. And I think, Ken does that on his for you, Jamie. But, what are you going to do? Both places are amazing. Yes, you just happen to have more handsome man on mine, is all I can say. My girlfriend doesn't want to be in my videos or live streams. Well, I understand that, Tim. I'm trying to get Lorelai to do more and more, but I recognize that she's busy at work full time and she goes to college online. But she does good in front of the camera. And Lorelai used to come home at midnight and do live streams.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah.
And she did really good and people really warmed up to her. But now she's coming home from work at midnight and jumping on the computer and doing her homework. So she doesn't really got time for that. Jamie says, you've always made me feel welcome and safe at both. Yes. Well, that's because we're decent human beings, right? I mean, that bottom line is we're decent human beings.
Depends on which one of my ex-wives you ask, but yeah, I would like to think so.
Yeah, well, that's true. But Jamie didn't have to live with you. But, it's all right. I think it's all good what people do. I think I do a lot of monologuing on my live streams without a panel.
Right.
And I'm used to that. I'm used to being able to find a topic and drive it and drive it and drive it and drive it and drive it. So I feel really comfortable doing solo live streams. Doesn't bother me a bit. I do better at solo live streams than I do hosting a panel.
You prefer to do the solo versus doing a panel?
No, I think I do better at solo.
Oh, Yeah, you do. I like to watch your nightly and your daily stuff when it's just you.
I would rather have a bigger panel, but I don't do that as well because it's hard because I can't tell you guys, oh, I'm going to kick you out of class and flunk your happy asses if you don't shut your damn mouths. So you want everybody to have a chance on a panel to talk. You want everybody on the panel to have a chance to be heard fully, not spoken over or corrected or belittled. So you got to play referee more when you're doing a panel versus more educational, more talking, or more humor, more being a smart ass, more driving the bus wherever you want the bus to go.
Right, right.
Because that's the difference, I think. And I work hard to make sure everybody's happy when I do bigger panels. I really do. Yeah, both ways are good. You know, it's like I decided we're going to do some later night live streams now, since I've been doing the morning live streams about how to be a better human being, how to make YouTube grow for you, social media platforms. And I'm enjoying that. And again, I'll tell you, and you guys all know, I'm going to do it anyway. So I get up in the morning, I read a book, I read a couple of chapters, I make a lot of notes, and I'm thinking, how can I use this to benefit my social media? And then it dawned on me, well, the watch hours are great, the views are great. I'm going to think in my head anyways, I might as well just get on there and talk shit about what and how I'm going to use it. But there is a madness to my method. And I tell you guys this all the time. If you truly want to learn something, try to teach the subject. When you try to teach somebody a subject, you learn it way better. It imprints upon you, into your mind, your heart, your soul. When you're teaching people something that's in your hand and you're working it, and I'm teaching this, it syncs with me. So I'm going to remember those points that I tell you guys about. That's why I do what I do in the mornings. And that's basically it, you know, because that's one thing I learned as a college professor. The more I taught a certain subject, the better I got at it.
Right. That makes sense. So do you think, though, that anybody can teach?
Yes.
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I personally think I cannot teach.
I think anybody can teach. I think it's what are you teaching them?
Yeah, let's say editing.
Could you
or
teach
OBS or live streaming or
could you teach me how to play golf?
probably if we could stop from laughing so much.
But that's part of the educational process. Finding out what makes you connect in that subject matter.
That's true. Yeah.
These
Yeah, I
guys
taught
are-
Lorna how to play golf and she pretty doggone good. So yeah, I could teach. I'm sure I could teach golf.
Well, then she divorced you. So there you go.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, I divorced her. She abandoned me, man.
There you go. There's a guy
Yeah.
named Brett. I won't say his last name. Brett Glasgow, is that his name? But currently goes live hours at a time with 15 plus people, all arguing, taking over. Yeah, I hate that. I won't do that. I don't like those type of
Wow, 15
chaos.
people.
I don't like the chaos. Rick says, BS, King, you taught me a few things. Yep. I don't.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah. So yes, I think anybody can teach. It depends on the subject matter.
Clearly, I'm not going to teach marriage and how to longevity.
Right.
Just saying.
But it really is about the subject matter. Are you comfortable?
Well, I'm asking seriously because I have a madness to this method as well. I've been asked to do a teaching video from on YouTube and OBS and how to connect the two,
Okay.
which I can do that in my sleep, you know?
Okay.
Believe it or not, even though sometimes you see technical difficulties, I can really do that pretty easily. But I'm not sure how to convey that so that it's not like, you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. What I would recommend is that you practice by doing this. Pretend or do something different. Pretend that you're teaching yourself that subject matter. Pretend you're teaching somebody that knows nothing about nothing about nothing. And you're going through it step by step with a kind. Pretend you're teaching a hot, sexy, badass looking bitch who you might get lucky with, and you're trying to suck up to her and butter up to her, and you're going, hey, honey, baby.
Suddenly, Pat goes, "Yes, I'm listening." What was that? No, I know what you're saying.
But that's how you got to do it. You got to know your audience for one. Jamie says, like fresh slate. But it's true. You got to think about it from that. When I do things, I go, if I know nothing about lockout tagout, I know absolutely nothing. What are the key points I should know as a novice? And I make sure to include those along with some more points. And you just started off simple. And if you have a live audience when you do it, you can also say, okay, so here's OBS. This is one of the most important things teachers don't do. Here's the most important thing to do is for you. All right, folks, today I'm going to try to help you guys bridge the gap between OBS and YouTube. What is OBS? O stands for, B stands for, S stands for. YouTube, we know what that is. YT is YouTube. We're going to make a patch where they can work together so that they can blend the best of both worlds. And then you might talk about the highlights of both so that you get people excited about the topic, about the things that you can do.
Right.
And then you talk about how to do it. But you got to teach them the language, the definitions of words. I told our math teachers forever and ever and ever when I was when I was a student, they would talk about like inverse numbers and algorithms and all these words. I didn't know what the definition was. And I asked one of them, I said, what do these words mean? And back then you didn't have the internet, so that you're on your phone and you could just Google a word. But I'm like, what are these words? And she went and wrote me a big list of definitions of mathematical terms. And then I started to understand math better. Like, oh, when you're saying inverse, you mean this. And that's our biggest flaw as teachers. We assume that people know what we're talking about.
So Jamie says we're funny, by the way, and I really wanted to tell her, well, of course we are. You got the funniest man on YouTube, followed by the second funniest man on YouTube, and Pat's slowly getting there. So yes, it's got to be funny.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. There are.
I'm never going to be the #1 YouTube live streamer ever. I graciously bow to PAC, David.
There you go. That's a good way to be. That's the question. Well, that's my tip if you're going to try to teach a training video. Keep it simple, basic terminology. Don't get fancy with your terms. Because if you
don't put the big flash, this is O and it stands for on the screen. Don't bore them to death.
Tell them what it is. Well, I don't know what OBS stands for.
Open Broadcast Source.
There you go.
God, this scares me. I know that.
Right. Okay, so what does that mean?
I'll get back to you on that. It's the way to do YouTube. It's a way to. Well, I think you can do it on other platforms as well.
You can.
Yeah, I just use YouTube.
That's what if you're going to say something, you need to know what it means. You got to be able to answer those questions. What does this mean? And if you don't know, this is your great opportunity to teach yourself, right? And the more you teach yourself, the more you know.
Right.
And then, of course, I highly recommend making notes and following a script. Have an action plan. You don't have to do
script. Script.
Have a script.
No, I agree. I agree. You should have things to follow.
See, Jamie said, well, tonight I also learned what OBS was. I thought it was like outstanding bowel system or something. I don't know.
Well, we have a running joke on my channel that it stands for old bull, you know.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you need to, because people can't follow you if you're bouncing all around. You lose them once you start bouncing. Just keep that in mind. You got to
Right.
track, and you want to build. It's like a mountain. It's you want to build up to the mountain, the peak of the mountain, and then you want to bring them down. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I did mention tonight that I was asked to do this about 3 days ago,
Okay.
and I'm taking the time to kind of think through it for once rather than just say, yeah, I can do that.
Well, the other secret is to go onto YouTube and type in blah, 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 and you'll watch somebody else's video and steal their shit.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. DaVinci Resolve.
Right. You go, okay.
No, I know exactly what you're saying on that.
Because I do that, and I watch people's videos about something, and I make notes. Go back, make notes, go back, make notes. And then I change it, alter it, and make it my own.
Right.
What I do. But you can do it. You can do it. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. And short as you can make it. Because nobody likes me talking for 3 hours to a brick wall, which my wife says I can do. So the bricks are bitching and moaning out back. I'm telling you, they're like, you guys need to get the hell out of here. You need to pack his shit and get him out of here. We're tired. That's why it's 200 degrees out of my patio, so the bricks don't have to listen to me. They move me in the house. Tim says, having notes is almost a requirement. Don't get sidetracked. Stick with the subject for discussion. I agree.
Good point. Yeah.
Follow your path. Don't let your students get you off track. So when somebody says, okay, OBS stands for that, but what does that really mean? You got to be able to go, you don't want to go,
Well, I'm not going to do it live. I'm going to record it. I mean, I love doing live streams, though. I really do. I love to be live with the guys every night. And I know I make a lot of mistakes, but you know what? I like doing that.
well,
I like the camaraderie that we've built.
Right. But that's all you got to do. You can do it. You know, just think about it like that. What is something else you know really, really well?
Divorce. Oh, wait, that was a thought.
There you go. You know divorce very well. You could teach a class on the legal side of divorce.
I probably could at this point in time. Yeah.
Seriously. I know comas. I could teach a class on comas. I know lots of crap I can teach classes on. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
my point about that is if you're not quite for sure how to do something a little bit more complicated, start with something that you do know very, very well. And teach it and then jump to a higher level of subject matter. That's how you do that. So Jamie could teach us about raising babies, you know, raising them babies. Well,
She
Tim
said
says
she
you only need
likes
to
the
worry about,
communities.
yeah, you only need to worry about the bricks that talk back to you. Well, sometimes, you know, if you watch my live streams, I think people are talking back to me. You know, that's what my wife says. She's like, "Are you who in the hell are you having a conversation with?" And I'm like, "Well, the people on the other side of the camera." And she's like, "There's nobody there, you asswipe. You know, it's a brick wall. You know, hello, it's a brick wall. There's nobody behind there." And I'm like, "Well, but if somebody watches the live stream, there would be."
Yeah, you're great at following your chat and keeping up with it. My hat's off to you on that.
I try. I think that's important.
Oh, I do too.
I do. I think it's important. I think I'm trying to get better at knowing everybody's names too. I'm trying to do much better at that. So, and I'm trying to remember details about people. Like Rick is from Minnesota, the lakes, the land of lakes. So
Right.
I'm putting 2 to 2 together, 3 and 3 together. I'm trying to do better at that
Right.
because my squishy brain is getting a little bit stronger, you know, from my brain damage. So I'm learning to do that. Lamo, you got some trolls lately? Can have trolls.
Lame-o.
Lamo. Me, I don't.
I get them too.
I don't. Oh, the one from yesterday. Yeah, yeah, Jamie put troll in number whatever he was in the prison. I don't
Yeah, she beat
mind.
me to it.
Yeah, I don't mind. Now, granted, he went over the edge, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that. But I like trolls.
I know you've said that.
When they bring up this weird shit, I can go down a whole new road. And I can pay the whole other road and subject matter and bring up topics and drive a bus down the damn ditch and make everybody laugh and have a little bit of a good time. So take advantage of the trolls. I should teach a master class on that and charge $29.95.
You probably would get people to would give you $29.95 to do that actually too.
Per word.
If you need a sidekick, I'll do your sidekicking for $19.95.
There you go. Since I've never had to worry about keeping them with chat in my streams, nobody's watching it. Yeah, there's times that I get that too. There's times that people don't watch mine. And the interesting thing about live streams is people will come in and they will leave. They'll come in and come and leave. And that's a little frustrating.
Yes.
It is. It's a little frustrating when, in and out, not the fact that they go in and out. It's like new people come in fishing and they're not catching anything and then they go away.
Right.
So, and then if a lot of channels will do these forever live streams.
Yeah.
Where, I pick on MJ a lot because I want to, he'll do a live stream for 7 or 8 hours. And over 7 or 8 hours, he'll have 200 or 300 people in and out watching his 8-hour live stream.
But how long do they stick around?
They don't. That's my point.
Right.
That's my point. To me,
200 people for 5 minutes ain't nothing.
Right. You know what I mean? So
I do. Yeah.
I think that's why I try to do 2 hours and 2 hours max.
Yeah.
And then I'm out of there. And even when people come in late, I have to tell them, look, I'm sorry, man, but, my wife beats me after 2 hours if I'm on the internet and blah, 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 and blah, 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 or 3 hours is our true max.
Yeah. Tim brings a good point up with his comment about trolls. I mean, he's 100% accurate on that.
They still count for views and watch time. And every time you can get them to make a comment, it boosts your chat count.
Yeah.
And they stick around longer. That's why when they come on and say, are you gay? I'm like, instead of me getting pissed and putting them in timeout, I'm like, oh, well, I'm in my brain thinking, let's use this to my advantage.
Right.
Let's get them to engage with me and give me bigger chat count. Because the more they talk shit with me, the longer they're on the video, they're on the stream.
Right.
So I want to drag them out as long as I can until we have to kill them.
Right. I was in Fred's channel here probably a couple weeks ago. Someone asked him Fred that same question, and Fred goes, well, yeah, I am. I'm gay. And then he, what do you call it? Hides him, real quick.
Yeah. See, I don't do that. You can call me names. I'm okay with that.
All right.
I don't care if you call me names. If you make fun of me, I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I don't take any of this personal. Jamie says it's a good idea. Well, thank you, Jamie. Sometimes I have one. But you want to milk people for everything you can get out of them. And there are a lot of people like Red Bull Princess. She has what she does, and I don't mind. It's not a big deal. I'm not bitching about her. But she'll come in and just say hi. She leaves the exact same sentence. So she must have like a micro button for her sentence. Or maybe it's through whatever that other thing is on the internet that you can do, like Chat BT. I don't know. She has a statement that she says each and every time.
Yeah.
She's just coming in and dropping it and going. Yeah, it's like, I'm glad you guys are having a great day. See ya, or something like that, But obviously, she has to have a key or a tab or a button that she just hits that and it fills in the blank of the sentence.
Yeah, I've got a stream deck that I had that set up at one point in time to do stuff like that.
I think Red Bull Princess has 3 channels, I think.
Probably, yeah.
I can't keep up with one.
Yeah.
Tim, I'm in that same boat, man. I can't think fast enough to keep up with trolls. I really can't.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard. It really, I'll say, to be honest, sometimes it's hard. But I guess I like to talk shit well enough that I do it. But what are you going to do? You just roll with it.
Yeah.
I try to roll with it and do the best I can. But I like bringing people into the conversation, and I like asking questions. I take live streams like a classroom, is what I do. Or a meeting at a Fortune 500 company. I'd sit at a big table with all these dickheads, about a topic, and we'd sit around and, try to drive a bus down a road somewhere and find something to yak about. And I think it works, for me. So.
Right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting late in this part of the world. So we appreciate it. I'm going to go live in the morning. Also,
about what time?
Yes. I don't know, maybe 10-ish. I seem to be getting around about 10-ish in the mornings.
Your time.
My time. I get up early, feed the dog, I rest for a little bit. I finally wake up, get the book out, do a little reading. Jamie said it helps if you have good mods. Yeah, the thing I say about moderators is this. And I've told you all this. My moderators really shouldn't have to do anything except for drop links to their own channels. Because now, a lot of you guys know when somebody crosses the line, right? Pat knows, Jamie knows, Ken, you all know when I would think somebody crosses the line. But don't kill them until they cross the line.
Yeah.
I want to milk them.
Right.
So that's the key. And I've had to tell people in the past, don't jump too soon, because there are a lot of regular followers that come in that give me shit.
Yeah.
But that's part of their thing. They want to talk shit and have a good time and laugh, and they're not trolling. I've known them for years. It's just the banter between people. New moderators can go, oh my God. Whoa, stop. It's like when Dennis comes in talking shit. I don't want people to hurt Dennis. Dennis and I are buddies. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you wait until I either give the signal or whatever. If you truly know there's things, I have rules about children and race. If you're going to do the race thing or the children thing, you're not worth my time. So,
yeah.
But I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow.
Yeah.
About 10 in the morning. I honestly don't like dropping links to my channel. I don't either, Tim. I never drop my own link. I just tell people if they want to see naked girls to go to my channel. That's how I'm growing. I lie. I go on people's live streams and go, if you want to see really pretty naked girls, go to my channel and check them out. That's what I do. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah. I guess Mike's live, guys.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what Mike mentioned me a while ago. I guess he went live.
Did he? Good. All right, you guys go hang out with Michael.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going back to Zoom, but I do want to thank you for allowing me to be on your panel tonight. This has been great.
Yeah.
We must do it again sometime.
Yeah, one of these days I'll jump. Well, I'm going to do these more often. I'm going to start doing them once a week again. Don't know when. But one of these days I'll jump on your Zoom, as long as somebody will let me talk in there.
No comment.
All right, everybody.
Take care, King, everybody.
Take care.
Good seeing you, Pat.
You too.
MJ. All right, guys. Take care. How do I get out of here now? Ready to go to bed?